Hello, welcome to Jawjacking with James, and I'm going to make this a unscripted short episode to just something I've noticed and something I like talking about is this is going to show my age very much, but do you like going to video stores and just perusing all the different DVDs and music and just letting your fingers explore through movies, TV shows. Like today, not gonna, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but went to FYE today, and it's more or less become just an overall entertainment kind of store. But it used to have much bigger shelves dedicated to movies and music. And yeah, I've noticed that it's one of the few places that still has like dedicated dedicated shelves to movies and the selling of them because Walmart has started shrinking theirs, and then Target has almost completely gotten rid of theirs. It's just like one small island shelf, and up until recently, Best Buy completely got rid of all of their DVDs and CDs. But they've gotten very anti-white for some reason, so I don't go there anymore. But yeah, there's been this big push to just end all physical media, and I can understand we're in a newer age and there's streaming, but at the same time, it's like the companies are now making sure you can't get certain media, and you have to get physical media. Oddly enough, it's one of those things where it's just, we still want physical media like movies, shows, CDs, games, all our forms of entertainment, but there are some things that are just being taken away from us, and there's no really real good reason for it. It's just, you know, you want it, but you can't have it. But yeah, no, a long-standing thing I would do, like when there were more video stores around, like your Blockbuster, your Suncoast Video, your Hollywood Video, your just mom and pop video stores that are personally run. I mean, I still remember seeing video stores that had VHS tapes in them, and those took up the whole shelf space of just that. Just like a few of them, and it's like going to a bookstore because of how much space videotapes used to take up. But with DVDs, they take up a lot less space, but it still takes up space. But for me, I'm old school. I like to have physical media. I'm not ignorant of digital and kind of cloud ownership of things, but at the same time, that can be taken away from you. Same thing with physical media, it can get destroyed or damaged. However, there's the pros and cons to both things. But yeah, no, I am a big movie fan. Uh, I mean, I just bought a movie that I'm gonna probably watch tonight. It's the Majestic. Yeah, with Jim Carrey. It's one of those things where it's like you gotta keep physical media just to keep physical media, just in case. And yeah, it's the same. Ironically, they've brought back records to play on record players, and records take up a big space. I mean, right in my room, I have a original copy of what my father used to own. Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd has his handwriting, a little sticky on it. It says Schneider. But that's just one thing I kept that was his. I can't see myself in 2024 getting a record player and listening to records. I mean, I'll listen for the novelty of it, but way better. There are way better ways of listening to music. I mean, I have CDs, and anything I don't have on CD or can't get on CD. I have YouTube and Spotify. I mean, it's kind of redundant, but I guess it gives that niche experience that you like. But for me, it's, since I'm a big movie fan, big gamer, and I like my music, I still have physical copies. Some things I do have digital copies, of course, but majority of things I have. Yeah, I have so many DVDs, so many Blu-rays. I've got a lot of CDs, and I've got a lot of PS4, PS3, and I still have my PS2 games. PS2, the console, it doesn't work, but I'm not getting rid of it. One day I could, in fact, get it fixed and play on it. But, yeah, the experience of going up and down a shelf, actually perusing with your fingers, it's being like, oh, I've seen that, didn't like that. Ooh, I like that. Gonna get that. Oop, too much. Put it back. It's not on sale. Yeah, I can even remember way back when there was still Suncoast Video Store. That place had a vibe about it. Like, it was kind of dark, like a movie theater. It was just well lit enough, but it had rows and rows and rows of. This was still back in the VHS times. It had so many. That was like one of my main sources back then of getting Godzilla videotapes. And I still have those originals that I begged my grandma to get me. And that was the good time. But I know that they all closed down like mid 2000s, which is unfortunate, but it happens. But yeah, my only fix to do the, old timey, just perusing through DVDs, I can only do it at an FYE. And free advertisement for them. I mostly go there just to buy. I try to get movies on the cheap, T-shirts, and I buy action figures from them and too. But that's just something I do. That's just something that I enjoy doing and like doing. For where else can I find other than on the internet when having to wait days or weeks on end to get Conan action figures that they're now selling there, or the Black Hole, an really old lost Disney movie that was a direct competitor to Star Wars at the time back in the 70s. They have action figures for it now from all the robots that were in it. That's something you don't get every day, but with all the DVDs I have, I could open up my own video store, but I only have one copy of every film, and it can't leave my video store, so my own personal video store is just, I watch them in my room in total darkness, just like a movie theater, and yeah, that's what I do. That's just an experience I've always had and I've always enjoyed. I've always felt the sanctity of, when you watch a movie, you sit there and watch it. Yeah, I sometimes eat and drink while I'm watching a movie, but the main focus is watching the movie. And if it's a movie I've seen many times, I usually have my game going, or I pause it and do something on my computer and then go right back to the movie. But some movies that I haven't seen in a long time or really want to watch, I definitely just watch the movie. But yeah. Oh, and like they used to have a really big music section in Amway, and now it's shrunken to just one row on each side, and I don't like that. But I understand that times have changed, and I don't blame the store for that. But yeah, I remember just being able to spend an hour or more just looking at movies all day, and that was fun to me. But yeah, you just can't always just expect things to be like they used to be. Now I can go on eBay and or Amazon and get movies that I don't usually get. I mean, there's still the exploring aspect of finding it and acquiring it, but it's not the same thing, but it's kind of like it. I enjoy the experience of actually going to a store and actually looking at things, physically seeing it, being like, wow, I haven't seen this in a while, and finding a lost thing that I remember from my childhood, like going back, yeah, finding like Conan the Barbarian, the cartoon from the 90s. I'm like, wow, core memory unlocked. I never knew I would find that. And yeah, you just don't expect to find certain things when you're physically in a store looking for things, or like if like, whoa, look at this. They remastered The Last Starfighter on Blu-ray. I haven't watched this since it was on a taped over tape that my dad had, which is a real thing. For almost a decade, the only way I could see The Last Starfighter was on a VHS tape that was taped over from like the 80s of when my dad recorded it. And it was this whole thing, and it was the experience of watching like a time capsule of what TV used to be like back in the 80s, where it's like, this is your feature presentation, brought to you by these proud providers for you. And it would go to a thing of like, here's your feature presentation, woo. And there'd be a family with popcorn, and they're watching a movie. Kind of had the same feeling of HBO's old intro, not the just a TV fuzz of shh, then boom, and then how the HBO logo would show up. No, it was the old one where it would zoom in through a town, and you would hear a build up, and then there would be an effect, and it'd be HBO. It's like, yeah, HBO used to be an experience. Now they're just like, yay, TV, yay, watch. But yeah, it was back when HBO used to, or all TV networks, when they were like showing films on TV, it was a big deal. Now it's just, oh, we're on our next movie. Here's 15 commercials before we get back to it. Oh, by the way, we're going to chop out several scenes and edit out all the times they use little naughty words. Instead of them saying shit, they say, oh, shoot. Or when he says, oh, fuck, they go, I need a fork. I'm like, it makes no sense. But, that's made for TV crap. Never liked that. Anyway, I'm going to make another video about something else that bugged me today. I'm going to come back to similar things like this and talk about, movie experiences I've had before. I'm always going to go back to things. Everything's got a part to it and with my podcast, so stay tuned for that. These are going to be my short episodes. So I'm going to try to get this shared out there, so if you hear this, share with your friend, coworker, or, someone who's into movies. I'm trying to get that audience out there. So catch you again. Like, comment, subscribe, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you can do that here, but We're going to find out what we can do. I definitely need subscriptions. That's something I need. But we'll see. We'll see.